My name is Bleron. So before I start my presentation, I just want to give a big thank you to Joleza and the fantastic team of FABER for organizing this event and bringing all these minds together to discuss very interesting topics. Thank you. So I'm not an urban planner. I'm a political economist, but very passionate about AI, artificial intelligence. I've been working for more than 2 years with OpenAI, ChatGPT. Actually, when I started to work with OpenAI, there was no ChatGPT. There was just a simple playground where you can do some experimentations. And then today we have a very sophisticated ChatGPT, and I have been working with custom GPTs, which the OpenAI platform gives you the possibility to adjust GPTs and create custom GPTs based on the data that you input and based on specific protocols or, let's say, instructions that you give to your GPT, and it can perform tailored tasks. So this is where I will focus my presentation today. I will give an example of 2 of my custom GPTs, which I think can help urban planners and policymakers. We'll give you some examples. So how we can leverage artificial intelligence in policymaking and urban planning. Just to give you some key takeaways that we might take from this presentation, I'm going to discuss about one of the root cause of why we have some of the major issues today and challenges in cities. And because of my current work at the Ministry of Local Governance, we believe that migration is one of the key root cause of representing many challenges to urban planners, but also to policymakers and to the mayors. And we will be discussing on how artificial intelligence actually can help smooth some of these challenges. And we will see that even with artificial intelligence, there is no such thing as a perfect world. So you have challenges to overcome even with the use of artificial intelligence, besides the advantages. So I've been working for the Ministry of Local Governance for a year since it was created, like a year ago. And the sole purpose of one of the purpose of this ministry is to strengthen the Albanian municipalities and the coordination with the central government. And one of the reasons why we have this approach in the government of Albania recently is not only to empower municipalities in order to create a sense of economic and socio-economic development within their territory, but also help them to perform and be ready with the EU integration process. So we need strong and powerful municipalities in order to digest and implement the EU reforms. And one of the key facts is that 70% of EU acquis today is implemented on local level. We conducted a tour last year with the Minister of Local Governments to visit 61 municipalities in order to see what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses. And we identified that one of the key issues and one of the key challenges that the mayors had these days or currently have is the lack of human skills, human power, talents. People who do policies, people who work specifically in the apparatus of the municipality, who do the urban planning, who do economic policies, architects, technicians, urbanists, engineers. And when we talk about remote cities and when we talk about cities that are small and the tier 2 cities, you understand that the scarcity of human power is a major factor in these municipalities. So, as an institution, as a ministry, we have approached these challenges through 4 pillars. And I can go through the 4 pillars and also try to point out that even artificial intelligence can help on these 4 pillars. So the first pillar was that we are establishing a local academy to provide training to municipality staffs. We are doing this with the Association for Local Autonomy. This is just to give you a context of what we are doing. And this is a platform to provide ad hoc technical skills to people who work in other municipalities besides of Tirana. We are aiding financially municipalities to increase the level of wages through the unconditional grant. So this is money that the central government transfers to local government. And we are advising on reforming the staff structure, so we want municipalities to have a more effective apparatus and become more appealing and more attractive to new talents to work on these structures. And finally, we are creating technical units within the central government that can assist local governments with ad hoc needs based on demands. Now, this is just an institutional aspect that we are approaching to help municipalities. But for a year now, I've been trying to experiment also with the artificial intelligence. As I talked earlier, I'm using the platform of OpenAI to create custom GPTs, and I am experimenting on how ChatGPT or artificial intelligence can help remote areas, remote cities, small cities with technical skills, technical knowledge. And I will present now two of my GPTs. One is about local administrative offenses, so it's basically about fines and damages that people or businesses create to cities, public assets, and about urban planning support. So one day we had a case when one of the mayors approached us and said, look, I have a lot of businesses in my town that create pollution and the damage public property, but I don't know how to find them. I don't have a specific regulation on how to do that, and I don't know how to calculate the damage. And I know that Tirana municipality already does this, so how can you assist our municipality with this? Because besides on having technical skills to draft the regulation, we also lack capacities on enforcing it. So, working with this municipality, we collected one of the key legal frameworks that are available to create such a regulation on a local perspective. So, I collected the law on self-governance, which basically regulates the whole life on the local governance in Albania. The law on finance, on local self-governance, which covers financial management, including offenses and penalties for mismanagements. And the law on administrative offenses, which sets out the rules on identifying sanctions and administrative offenses on the whole territory of Albania. And finally, I received the regulation of the municipality of Tirana on how they perform, on a legal perspective, the administrative offenses and how they sanction violators of public assets. I collected all this information as basic data for my GPT, and then I also went to the municipality of Tirana, conducted some interviews, where I got an information on what is the field protocol on how the police officers, local police officers, identify a damage on the public asset, how they write a fine, and how they analyze and how they calculate the damage. I collected all this information, and I created my GPT, which is the administrative offenses. It's not a shared GPT for the moment. I'm still working on that. But basically, as you can see, it provides 4 key initial questions where you can just click on them and receive the feedback from the GPT. So the first one is, help me write the municipal council decision. So basically, the proper regulation. So the GPT, and you can see on the right side, I've taken the example of the city of Vlora, and I asked the GPT, write me the regulation for the city of Vlora for the administrative offenses. So the GPT takes the knowledge of the administrative offenses regulation from the Tirana city, and it adapts it to the needs of the Vlora city. Now, with an little expert eye from the legal perspective, the city of Vlora can create a regulation specifically tailored for the city of Vlora, for example, and they can have in a matter of minutes the whole regulation on their own, and they can put it for a proposition to the council, local council decision to be approved. Then you can ask the GPT about what are the legal references to conduct such a thing, what is the formula for calculating the damages, and what is the list of fines that a city can fine for the damage of private property in local or in the cities. So I've done an example here. I've asked the GPT on what would be the damage and the fine if an individual damages a tree in a city of Tirana. So it goes on and provides you the formula, and it describes you the formula, and it actually calculates you the damage. So based on all the data and the information that we have provided. So the damage for a tree is actually 300 euros. And then I asked, what is the protocol? What should the police officer do in order to fine and input the calculation of the damage? And it actually gives you the protocol that the police officer has to follow, and it calculates you the fine. The fine is actually 100 euro for damaging a tree. So the total will be 400 euros. So I believe in the future, some sort of type of tool can be used where local police officers can have on their device, can ask for assistance as an agent, and help them calculate the whole process and the whole procedure for calculating damage. It can be even more sophisticated. They can even use pictures. They can take pictures of the damage, and the AI can do all the rest of the work. So basically, just to give you a perspective, when can AI push us to the future when it comes to having tools that use artificial intelligence in regulating the life in the cities. The other GPT I created is about the urban development plan of Kavaia. I just used the city of Kavaia because when I went through the web, I could easily find some information about this city. It's a work in process. I can even make this more sophisticated GPT. It's on the basic stages now, but basically urban planners, technicians, urbanists, I don't know, engineers can use this type of technology to acquire faster data and even process data. And they can use this type of technology to help them create policies, regulations, even laws. So you can ask the GPT, like, things I need to know to develop a land in Kavaia. This can be very useful to foreign investors. If they want to invest in Kavaia, for example, or in Durrës or in Vlora, you can tailor this to every city or to the whole country based on the data you input. It can give you all the protocol and all the information you need, all the legal background you need in order to have the information required in order to apply for a building permit. And I actually have an example there. I asked the GPT on what is the process to acquire a legal permit in the city of Kavaia. It provides you all the laws and the sub-laws that you need to know or you need to consult in more details to know the process. It provides you some steps you need to follow on the institutional steps and what you need to submit in the city of Kavaia in order to acquire a legal permit. It also can provide you information on specific land codes. For example, if I would go on and ask from the city of Kavaia, provide me with all the cadastral codes of the territory of Kavaia and the specific information that you have for each cadastral code, I can collect this data, input on my GPT, and you can ask the specific cadastral code, what is the building standards for this cadastral code, and it can provide you all the information. You don't have to go through the web, download or go through the cadastral code and give you all the information that you need. It can just give you all the information you require out just with a blink of a click. And you can use that information to even ask further questions to your GPT on what should I do in order, how can I build, let's say, a building in this cadastral code, what steps do I need to follow? So, what are the results and the broader impacts on using this type of technology? It provides equitable expertise. So, in a sense, technical skills, technical knowledge that in the past were very difficult to access or people had no, let's say, the right skills to absorb or understand. Now, information, technical information, complex information is more democratic through artificial intelligence. AI can become very adaptive. You can adapt all your requirements or all your policy works adjust them based on your needs and on the surroundings that you have. So it's very agile. Third, it reduces the dependencies on consultants. And why I'm saying this, small cities, small towns have limited budgets. And considering this, they can utilize artificial intelligence for a certain set of skills that the AI can easily provide to them without the need of knocking on the doors to the consultants and having those very high fees to provide for the service. And I think one of the most important things, and it was discussed earlier from other presenters here, is with regard to EU project applications. So we know that EU project application is not a rocket science thing. It's more a bureaucratic procedure. It's a procedure where you have to follow some certain rules, some certain steps. AI can make the life easy for all people who work in municipalities or central institutions to utilize artificial intelligence. We can build custom GPTs for people who work in these administrations to apply for EU funds. For example, we can take the knowledge of major cities like Tirana, Durrës, Vlora, who already have a lot of information on how to apply to specific projects on EU, and use that information, use their protocols, use their learning skills, and put all that information to ChatGPTs and help, let's say, municipalities of Pustet or, I don't know, small municipalities like Dibra, people working there to easily apply for EU funds. But this is not, let's say, as easy as it seems. It has limitations, and I've seen the limitations on my own experience as well. So I'm using the platform of OpenAI, but if I want to scale up these GPTs, let's say if I want to make them available to everyone, I will have to use third-party applications, because OpenAI is still very limited to only subscribed users to use this kind of GPTs. And not everyone has the, let's say, the opportunity to pay a subscription and use it day to day. So you have to use third-party application, and this is costly. You have to make, let's say, a startup on your own, run a startup on your own to scale it to other third-party applications. GPT make mistakes, and this is common, and this is something to consider. And even to the everyday users, they always would need an expert eye to confirm all the information in order to take everything. If they want to make some certain application or they want to conduct policies, they always have to verify the let's say, the feedback or the materials that artificial intelligence provides to you. And the other thing is, if you want to build an AI from scratch, and we have seen from the last panelist, it takes a lot of skills, it takes a lot of efforts, it takes a lot of resources, a lot of data, and a lot of training to conduct an AI from scratch. So these are some of the limitations I would say are with using of artificial intelligence. Now, this is just a personal opinion of mine, and where do I see artificial intelligence in the future? So, what's the current state with OpenAI? So, now we have the possibility to access the version 01, which provides a more advanced and logic processing and responding. So, ChatGPT has advanced a lot. Recently, it was made available Canvas. Canvas is a platform within the ChatGPT where it gives you the opportunity to edit your current work, specifically where you want to edit it. So you don't have to start a conversation over from scratch and use the token power, which the ones who know this know that it's very important on the capacity to use the processing power of the GPTs. And then we have advanced voice. I've been using advanced voice for like 2 weeks now, and it's very helpful. It totally avoids the use of keyboards. You can just talk to your GPT, and it understands everything and then provides you with the answers. And 1 minute, last minute, and then if you are enthusiastic and you want to build up your own GPT, it's becoming it's becoming much more easier. You need little coding skills, in order to make GBTs, or if you have complex coding skills, you can even make more complex GBTs. And the last one is this picture which I got from Sam Altman, X profile. It's how it describes where future of AI will be towards AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. So we currently are at level 1, which is chatbots, AI with conversation languages capacities. We are gradually shifting to level 2, which is some sort of reasoning. Level 3 is agents. Agents are currently available specifically to corporations. Customer service is becoming totally owned by AI agents. You can now talk to an agent and actually you don't know if you're talking to a human or an artificial intelligence, even via voice. And level 4 and 5 is like the pinnacle, and I don't know how time it will take us to go to this level, but actually it's AI taking over to organizations, like AI doing the work of a group of people to deliver tasks. Thank you very much.